Ever catch yourself dreaming of financial freedom, only to slam the door shut because it feels selfish? Picture this. You're scrolling through social media, seeing someone living their best life, traveling, spoiling their family, giving back, and suddenly a spark ignites inside you. I want that. But then guilt crashes in like a wave. Who am I to chase money? Isn't that greedy? What if I fail and lose everything? If you've ever talked yourself out of aiming higher because it felt wrong, or because the risk seemed too big, stay with me. This story flipped my entire perspective on wealth, and it might do the same for you. It's about a woman who hid behind contentment for years until life forced her to confront her deepest fears. And by the end, you'll see why building wealth isn't about greed. It's about gaining the power to protect what matters most. In a busy city apartment block, where the hum of traffic never truly fades, lived a 28-year-old freelance writer named Mia. She was reliable, kind-hearted, always ready to help friends when they needed it. But her life moved in one exhausting cycle, just getting by. Mia earned around $800 a month from small writing gigs, blog posts, social media captions, nothing steady. That barely covered her tiny studio rent, groceries, and the occasional coffee treat. Her laptop was ancient, freezing during deadlines. Her wardrobe came from thrift stores she stitched and repaired herself. Most nights, dinner meant ramen or plain rice bowls. Whenever colleagues suggested she raise her rates or pitch bigger clients, Mia would smile and shrug. "I'm okay with this," she'd say. "I don't need fancy things. Simplicity keeps me grounded." But deep down, it wasn't peace. It was fear. She was terrified of rejection, terrified of being called money hungry, terrified that stepping up would expose her as a fraud. So she built excuses. Money corrupts people. True happiness comes from passion, not paychecks. Chasing wealth changes who you are. But those weren't beliefs. They were shields protecting her comfort zone, while life quietly passed her by. At night, doubt crept in. Mia would stare at her phone, scrolling through photos of her aging father, a hardworking man who spent his entire life doing manual labor. Now, his heart was failing. Doctors mentioned a procedure that could extend his life, but the cost was over $4,000. Mia had saved $300. That gap haunted her every night. "If only I could earn more," she'd whisper to herself. But fear always answered back. "What if you try and fail?" Then one rainy Thursday afternoon, everything changed. Mia received a call from her sister. Their father had collapsed at work. Heart episode. He was stable in the emergency room, but the doctor delivered a brutal truth. He needed a stent procedure soon, or the next episode could be fatal. Estimated cost, $4,500. Mia checked her account. $320. At her current income, saving that amount would take years. But her father didn't have years. Sitting in the hospital waiting area, watching families pay bills or beg for extensions. Her safe life wasn't safe. It was fragile. And when crisis arrived, it left her powerless. Staring at the hospital floor, she realized something painful. Every time she chose fear, she chose limitation. What's the point of playing small if I can't even save my own father? The next day, she did something she had avoided for years. She knocked on the door of Ms. Sarah, a sharp, self-made businesswoman who lived upstairs. Sarah owned a successful content agency. Nothing flashy, just steady, strong, and impactful. Mia admired her quietly, but always avoided real conversation, because Sarah's success reminded Mia of everything she wasn't doing. But desperation breaks pride. When Sarah opened the door, she immediately saw Mia's tears. "Come in," she said gently. "Talk to me." Mia told her everything: her father's condition, her empty savings, her fear of wanting more. Then she asked quietly, "Could you loan me the money? I'll repay you somehow, even if it takes years." Sarah paused, sipping her tea. Then she shook her head. "I'll help you, but not with a handout that keeps you trapped." Mia frowned. "What do you mean?" Sarah leaned forward. "I could transfer the money today. Your father gets treated. You spend years paying me back, stressed and unchanged." She paused. "Or I give you the money, interest-free, on one condition." Mia's eyes widened. "While your father recovers, I mentor you. I teach you how to build real income, something stable, something scalable." Mia whispered, "You do that?" Sarah nodded. "But only if you're fully committed. No half effort." Mia didn't hesitate. "Deal." Sarah pulled out an old journal from her shelf. "My first business ledger," she said. "I used to charge pennies just like you. Then my brother got sick. I borrowed money from terrible lenders and nearly lost everything." She closed the book slowly. "Wealth isn't evil. It's leverage." She pointed toward two plants on her windowsill. One was tall, blooming, vibrant. The other, small and withering. "These were planted at the same time," Sarah explained. "This one thrived because I allowed it to grow." She gestured toward the dying plant. "This one, I constantly trimmed, afraid it would outgrow its pot." She looked directly at Mia. "You've been trimming your own potential, calling it humility." Then she said something Mia would never forget. "Smallness doesn't protect you, it weakens you. Money is a multiplier. If your heart is good, money expands that goodness." 2 weeks later, Mia's father successfully completed his surgery, and Mia started learning. Sarah didn't teach theory. She taught action. Mia noticed small businesses struggling online, unable to afford expensive agencies. So she created affordable content packages for startups. Her first 3 clients paid $200 each per month. It wasn't perfect. Emails were ignored. One client quit early. Mia nearly lowered her prices out of fear. But Sarah asked one question: "Are your clients seeing results?" "Yes," Mia answered. Then improve your service, not reduce your value. Mia doubled down. She studied trends, customized strategies, sent weekly performance reports. By month 4, she had 5 clients. By month 7, 8 clients. Soon she outsourced small tasks to another freelancer, and she slowly repaid Sarah every month. 2 years later, Mia had 18 clients. Her reputation grew through referrals. One wealthy CEO offered triple pay for priority service. Mia considered it, especially with debt still remaining. But she stayed true to her principles. Fair prices, high quality, integrity first. The CEO respected her stance and brought even more business. 3 years after that hospital crisis, Mia handed Sarah an envelope. Inside was the full repayment. Mia said softly. Sarah smiled. "You don't need my lessons anymore," she replied. "You found your fire." Mia's father was healthier than ever, taking daily walks, laughing again. Her business thrived, but the greatest transformation was inside her. She no longer feared wealth. She understood it. Wealth wasn't selfish. It was responsibility. It was protection. It was opportunity. Here's the truth. Most of our beliefs about money aren't even ours. They're inherited fears from family, society, or past failures. Mia believed she was being humble, but she was hiding, and that hiding nearly cost her father his life. Money itself is neutral. It simply amplifies who you already are, and you can't change lives if you're trapped by scarcity. Yes, chasing growth is uncomfortable. Yes, failure is possible. But ask yourself this. Yes, failure is possible. But ask yourself this. What's more terrifying, trying and learning, or looking back years from now, wishing you had the courage to try? So here's your challenge. What money fear is holding you back right now? Are you protecting yourself or imprisoning your potential? Mia thought fear was her shield. It was actually her cage. And the moment she broke free, her life changed forever. If this story touched you, share it with someone who might need it today. And remember, you were built for more. Don't let fear convince you otherwise.